right. So once we get the notification, we will jump into what we jump into. Oh, I can't wait to eat.
We tell her.
So what I'm trying to think what else is good out here. Well, Orange Mills Mall, y'all know what that is? All right, my bad. I forgot y'all from around here. About 7 minutes from here, they got a restaurant plaza. Red Lobsters, Olive Garden, fucking everything you need. Literally down the street. Some good old Red
What's it
Lobsters.
called?
Owings Mills Mall.
Oh, Owens Mills.
Owings Mills
Yeah,
Mall.
okay.
It's right down the street. Matter of fact, we
No,
will
I've
leave
heard
the
of
same
Owings
time y'all
Mills
leaving.
Mall.
I'll check y'all right there.
Okay.
If you buy us a plate, I like the butter bread. Damn, man, I gotta ask. Are we live yet?
No.
Not yet. Alrighty. Well, the new Terminator, hard as a motherfucker.
Is it? Yeah, real
man,
good.
if you don't like it,
I don't know.
if you don't like it, Mika will give you your money back. How about that?
He getting going. I don't want to see it.
Look,
You
go
be like,
treat
get
yourself,
down.
brother. Leave her home.
Oh, he do
That
that a
Terminator
lot.
like that.
He do that a lot. Like,
That
you gonna see
Terminator
it.
like that. My wife don't like none of them weak ass. Like I like. She loved it. Didn't you, baby? All right.
Get down. Yeah,
Look, I'm telling
it
you,
was
especially
good.
a black woman.
I
What
go
the
see
fuck
it
is all this
again.
cartoon shit?
Yeah. And I
Shit
can
like
say I
that,
like
man.
this one better than the old ones. This one is
Non-stop
good.
action.
Yeah.
And- yes, they switched it up a little bit. I ain't gonna give you that because you gotta
Not
have
a lot,
surprise.
but you know.
But enough.
yeah.
And when they stop, all right. So you know how you rolling,
Not
right?
safe for is the
And you
John
take a break,
episode.
but it's not really a break. You rolling because you in the guard. See, you know, I know what I'm talking about. You in the guard, but just an active break. The movie like that, like they be like, all right, we gotta. I'm like, God damn. All right, we done. We live. We good.
Not live yet.
Mika see if they live. Yeah, they good. Oh shit! Hit Mika with the look away. Got her ass. Ooh, the last one, the motherfucker jumped like. Ee!
I got hard.
Got her ass. Yeah. On a Sunday, this is the third show, and I'm about to go pass the fuck out. But it don't matter because we on Not Safe for Motherfucking Ears, and we got an all lady dance today. All right, so look, we got somebody off camera who gonna need to help me because there's a lot of estrogen in this motherfucker, and it's black women, and I feel like I offended every last one of them somehow. I don't know how I did. They face you just like.
I don't have no feelings.
Not safe is who we got on here to my right. We got Mika, the next Mega the Stallion. This motherfucker about to blow up.
Hey.
She about to blow up. She got bars and shit, right? Then to the right of her, we got Tippy Tall Girl.
Hey,
She
big
showed us
mouth, tight throat.
God damn, we was talking all right.
I'm just trying to let you know
Look,
it's
I ain't gonna say
versatile.
who off camera. He was like, okay, that's where we're going with this one.
We're gonna start off right there.
All
Set the
right.
tone.
She's a stand-up comedian out of the Baltimore City area. Nice as a motherfucker. We ain't go see her
Absolutely.
yet, but she funny as shit, and y'all gonna see why. We
Yeah.
gonna go see her. And let me get the deep voice. And all right, I'm gonna act like I'm big and shit. Hold up. And without this, none of this is possible without my lady, my wife.
Why you so extra,
I don't know. We got Mo in the corner. Mo's the executive producer. She do all the other shit that y'all don't see, but today she gonna be on the camera because it's some black women. I meant black women, not blonde.
You see what I'm talking about?
Thank you so much for coming on. How y'all doing today? Y'all good?
What's up? We're good. Tired. We're good.
Thank you so much for coming. So, what the fuck is men doing wrong? Come on, y'all got all this shit to say online. Be sharing memes and shit.
I don't say nothing.
All y'all
You
do
know
it.
I
I don't say
See,
nothing
now-
online.
see,
You're
now-
lying.
all
You're
right.
lying.
All right, Tippy, I
don't
know
say
you got
nothing.
something. I know my wife got something. She's like, bitch, I got a list.
I'm not sure if, I don't know, maybe, you know, I always tell you I'm a real nigga at heart, so most likely it's me that's messing up, but yeah,
Oh, sorry.
niggas don't want to take you on no dates. You
Sorry.
know,
So number one, they cheat. They want Netflix and chill.
they want to fast forward. You know, nobody wants to wear condoms.
Who wants to? Who?
I don't think nobody wants
Everybody,
wants
they
to wear
like,
condoms?
everybody got latex allergies, allegedly.
Wait, that's a real thing.
That's
I
what
got
it
that.
is, like,
They some good niggas though.
dead ass.
First of all, you got caught with that bullshit.
Oh, I
He
mean,
said
I-
you with a dick
I
allergy.
got
You was like,
multiple
well, I
children,
guess I gotta.
so clearly,
Okay.
I got caught with that.
So they cheat. They don't take y'all out. What else we got, ladies? What else men doing wrong these days? I'm sorry. I,
don't
should
know.
have opened up with this. I apologize.
I don't know.
brother.
I don't know.
It's gonna be a rough ride back home. Okay.
Oh,
Child. No,
You heard what I
I think the only thing is like they're not like I was in the club last night. They're not social at all.
Men are not social.
No.
Expand
right,
upon
'cause
it.
And
of
not-
the
and-
internet, social media.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is, but they're not like social at all. And like
Awkward.
some of the guys were standing like in the VIP area and they were just looking at me.
Looking
And
down.
and so they don't know, if I'm single or not, or whatever. So I'm just standing there like, is are you gonna say something?
Right. Online, it's all
nothing.
hard eyes and tongue
Yeah,
show.
but so when I look at my DM today,
Same
were you
dude?
there last night? Were you there? I'm
Same
like,
me.
wait a minute, you were just standing in
There's
front of
only
me.
one
How come you didn't
Mika.
say nothing? Yeah, so that's probably my.
Let's stay there for a second. Why do you think they are that way? Is it men are intimidated by strong women? Are they afraid of
No.
rejection?
That
Absolutely.
yes.
Because it's so. All right, so my wife will go to the market and she'll go looking like whatever she looking like, right? Like y'all talking about, dressed down.
Like a whole
And
snake.
here it come, like, well, you know, I like snacks. And here she comes. She come back to the car, right? You know, and then 15 dudes holler at her. One dude trying to smack her ass. This one said, "I'll buy all your groceries." We always like them type of dudes. Why are they this way? Do you?
Well, okay. So guys will talk to you more when you're dressed down because they feel like you're more approachable.
Right.
Because once you're all done up, and then you add, whether you're, super gorgeous or not, whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah, they feel like, hey, I'll probably get rejected. But when you're in that type of mode, it's like I probably got a better chance while she chill like that.
Why do you think? I mean, this is another question for you, but okay, so y'all rejectors, right? And unfortunately, with certain type of dudes, you know what's coming next, right, ladies? Well, fuck you then, bitch.
Of course,
Or
right.
you ain't that bad anyway.
I've only got that. I swear to God, I only got that in New York. They're so aggressive.
Not well.
They say,
I've
fuck you,
only-
son.
I grew up, I was in college around the 2000s, the 99s and the 2000s, and back then,
That's
it
when
was
Juvenile and it was
immediate.
popping. You know they was calling y'all bitches.
Immediately. I mean, it was like, excuse me, shorty, can I talk to you? Hey, yo, can I talk to you? As soon as you just like, well, fuck you, bitch. I'm like, oh. I don't mind a nigga calling me bitch. My whole thing is the sweetheart. I hate when niggas be like, whatever, sweetheart. Oh.
What?
Okay,
I don't
spicy.
know.
You,
Okay.
all right, listen what you just said. Listen what you just said.
I heard what
I don't mind niggas calling me bitch.
She don't like sweetheart.
But I don't like when you say, have a good day, sweetheart.
I don't know.
That's belittling.
It's a little tinge on that I just be
You
like,
think it's like it's a slight. Like he's saying sweetheart, but he's really trying to say something else.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well be direct with me. You know what I mean? But a lot of times it's just hurt. Hurt people. So
What if you say, all right, bitch, sweetheart? I didn't
sorry,
fuck the game up.
That's too many things.
You like that, don't you?
Right.
It's kind of a
But I
turn
be
on.
like, oh, okay, well, I mean, sometimes when they call you bitch,
Yo, Tippy,
oh, okay, that's just me. But
baby, how you feel about that? First of all, why you got all these niggas hollering at you? But
my
how you feel about when you politely say, look, I'm married, and they still don't give a fuck, and they still go on, and then they insult you? How does that make you feel as a woman?
Insult.
I don't care. I'm used to it.
Used
Yeah.
to it.
When you're used to it, you just keep going about your business.
Unfortunately.
Other chicks gonna turn around and argue. I don't do that.
Yeah, I
I
ain't
keep
about
walking.
to do
I'm
all
used to it. So just keep it moving.
What's crazy, I think a lot of times, guys, right, we don't understand, unless you have daughters, or maybe you grew up in a household was full of women, right? We don't understand the repercussions of acting that way, right?
Right.
So when we say that, that's our immediate way of maybe defending our manhood or our ego, right? Well, fuck you, then. I ain't even want you for anybody to be watching.
I mean, yeah.
Why do y'all feel like,
I know what it
is it unfair? Like, it's when I hear you say that, it hurts to be like, well, look, I'm so used to it now, I don't even care no more.
It's because a lot of guys, especially in Baltimore, have mommy-daddy issues. So the biggest thing is, if you don't grow up with a mother and a father, and you don't see them go through things and resolve it, you don't understand how to resolve situations with women. Like, so that's why now, anything that happens wrong, niggas are immediately like, I can't deal with this shit. Like, immediately. I mean, some girls are like that also, but I really think it's like mommy-daddy issues. Like, it's so many broken homes, blended families. Like, your mom pretty much, your father didn't pay the rent one month or whatever like that. She like, oh, this nigga gotta go. So every time a nigga do something, you ain't even working through it or resolving it. So
Damn, Tippy, you speaking to my soul. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna be honest here. So me and my wife have been together for a long time, right? And in the beginning, we used to get in these legendary arguments. I'm talking about legendary. Like, looking back, it was like, that should have been a goddamn movie. We should have had you in our corner. Watch it. We should have recorded that. That shit would have been a blockbuster. But she always laughed. She said, you was always quick to tap out. And I'm going to be honest with you. What you just said is going to make me be honest. Turn the lights down.
speak it.
I did that. It was a way to protect my ego. It was like, all right, if this is going to end, I'm going to end it
Right.
first. And I think I got that because I came from a broken household.
That's what
Well, my
happened.
father never did anything. I love my daddy. He a hard worker, and that's about it. He don't work hard on marriage and shit like that. So he was quick to either give her the reason to tap out or not give a fuck. So I said, okay, marriage ain't even marriage. What the fuck is a relationship? If we have a problem, I'm gonna protect my ego, right? If I holler at you and then you don't give me what I want, fuck you, bitch. Well, I'm gonna protect my ego by saying, you know what? Nah, fuck that. It's done on my court. I don't need this. And then I want her to come and almost beg for it back, and then we start over again.
Yeah, I'm number one saboteur. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm working through it. You know.
Oh,
God
so
is
even
using me.
females do this?
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, that
No.
was one.
See what they doing? Oh no,
No,
not
no,
us.
no. I'm saying,
No, nigga, no.
I'm saying, oh no, yes. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
okay.
Find the answer in there. Oh no, yes. But yeah, like anytime me and my ex-husband would go through something, I'll be like, oh, well, let me speed this up because sometimes I needed a break. Be honest with you, like we would take little breaks here and there.
You mean dick breaks or regular breaks?
I don't know, like I just didn't want to see his face every day. I'm like,
Shouldn't
go
wanna
to your
see
grandmother's
his
house.
face.
You know what I mean? Your mother's house.
Didn't. Now listen, if I said that, I'd be a dead
But
nigga.
you gotta think,
You
he
see
was
Nick?
younger than me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was like 13 going on 14 years. They got to the
Age
point,
difference or y'all been together? You talking about 13, 14 years?
13, 14 years.
Of
But
being
age
together.
difference was 3 years.
Okay, that wasn't no difference.
But so when we got married, I might have been like 22, but he was like 19, 20. You know what I mean? So we done went through our whole 20s, blew through half our 30s. We like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't even get a chance to get out there and find himself as a man. So I don't even suggest people getting married like in their early 20s. Like
30s, maybe
it
late
doesn't have to
23.
be 30, but your early 20s. That should be reserved for you to be
Go to college
fuck
and be
nigga
a-
or fuck girl.
I want you. I can't
You
understand
gotta
that.
have your whole face. The whole face will.
All right,
will-
whole face. Whole face.
It's gonna come.
Let's talk
back
about whole
up
face.
like a
So-
piece of poop.
Is it inevitability? Like male, female, and listen, we don't have to agree on this, all of us. But do you think a whole face is necessary? And of course, we got religion right in your faith that can kind of. But let's just put that to the side for a second. Do you think it's important for the evolution of knowing yourself, your sexuality, what you do or don't want in a relationship, to have that period where you could just no restraints do what you need to do, get that nut off?
I think so. I don't even think even if you're not like focusing on sex, I still think you need to have some time to actually know yourself. Like I came, like my situation, I came right out of high school straight into a relationship.
Early.
Yeah, like literally. So the only relationship before that I had was in high school.
Right, which is like
So
powder puff.
so I had to learn, like I gotta learn everything in it. And unfortunately
As you
for
on the
me,
job,
it's gonna result in a lot of strife and stuff because I'm learning while I'm in it.
Right.
So it's like, what else do you want me to do?
Right.
I don't get to learn outside of it. I don't have experience before it, so I have to learn while I'm in it.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people had to test the marriage because they'll get
Ooh.
married, early, or they'll
Test the
jump into
marriage.
something quick, and then it's like, well, once I get divorced that first time, I know everything that I don't want. Even if you don't know necessarily exactly what you want, you just know what you do not ever want to do again, and it takes you so long to get out of it. You like, look, the next time is going to be the time, so it's either usually a break, and that's where that whole phase pop up, or like you just and like I said, I used to have a shirt that said I had date in every state. I feel like people need to fucking
Oh, you
date.
did this motherfucker.
You understand
Date
what
in
I'm saying?
every
You
state.
gotta date. Like, get out there, try different flavors. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people feel black people can only date black people. Try shit.
Oh, you can date outside your race?
And outside your gender, if you really want to go hard. I'm not saying I've,
Or soft.
dated outside my gender. I've,
Well,
had,
I don't think
ate pussy before, but
I don't think
no.
I don't think it's
slip
black.
that in.
I don't think it's black people like all like as well, everybody here know I'm mixed race, right?
Okay.
But it's a white male.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I don't think it's actually black men.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a lot of black women I see that won't like interracially
That's a new
date.
thing now, though. Black women are now
Like
starting to really date
I
outside
don't
their
see
race.
like
It's a
I don't
loyalty thing, you
I
think,
don't see
maybe?
them, huh?
Maybe a loyalty thing?
You
Oh,
know,
I don't
you
know
get
because
black
I don't
men.
have a like a black woman.
Right.
So because my mom is also mixed race. So
Okay.
the black person is my dad. My
Mhm.
dad's Afro-Cuban and African-American Caucasian. So he's mixed race, but he has black.
Right.
So it's a male, and my dad is, with my mom who's a mixed race woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I
But
don't know.
a
I don't
lot
know
of-
black. I don't know black women in my family to be like I'm a date outside my race, but to be like with other black women, they like nah. I'm not dating no white boy. I'm not dating no white boy. I'm not dating this. I'm not dating that.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a Oedipus complex, like for black women. It's one of those things where it's like, even if your dad was a piece of shit, you still want a man that's like your father. So 9 times out of 10, you're not going to date outside your race if you have a black dad.
That's what you're comfortable with.
Right. But with black men, I think it's a thing where they don't want the work sometimes. So they grow up with a black woman. Usually, if it's a broken household, they're so used to a woman telling them a black woman telling them what to do. They try other races thinking that maybe it's going to be easier. You understand what I mean? Because black mothers that are by themselves, I mean, they can go in.
Or just single mothers, period. That's another thing we understand.
Single mothers, period.
Yeah, respect
I
race.
talk about that all the time,
they
and
goes
women get so irate with me. I'm like, yo, these like it's not a strife, but if you're a woman and you have to raise children by yourself, you're already going to be frustrated.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are mean, and they're they may be mad for various reasons, but I'm like, yo, it's going down to the children.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of them and the children angry. So I'm like, yeah, it's definitely something with having a male in the household. Like, you need that balance.
To stay on the whole phase, not to forget about it, but we touched on it. Mo, I want to get your opinion. The reason why I want to get your opinion, because we've had conversations like this. I believe it's important for everybody to go through this whole phase, right? But something she would counter argue or rebuttal with was that, well, listen, I grew up in a small town, and maybe you might be in a metropolitan type of area where you could be a hoe, and especially before social media, no one knew about it, right? But if you work or you live in a town where the population is maybe, let's say, 10,000 people, and everybody know everybody business and every church Sunday, what do you feel like maybe you wanted? Is that something that's understanding those variables? Is that something that you would recommend or you feel is necessary? Or even if you feel it's necessary, do you think you don't have a place for it depending on where you live at to really be your inner hoe? If you could be that. Male or female?
Well, where I come from, a lot of the men back at home from North Carolina, they treat their women like queens. You don't see a lot of cheating, So when I left North Carolina and I met other men that wasn't from North Carolina, I see that that's the thing.
Now, what about before, though? Remember the whole phase, like, before you get in a relationship, I feel like I gotta get, what they sow your royal oats. Remember that? Now, coming to America, like, get the hoe out. Somebody's phone. It's all good, I guess. To get the nasty out. Like, if you're in college, you want to get drunk, you want to have the parties. So by the time you get into marriage, you're like, I got all that freak shit. Do you think that's something that you can do in a small town? Or is it something maybe you have to move away to one of the big cities, colleges?
I mean.
And do you agree with it? Do you think it's something you should
I've always been in, even when I was in my early 20s, when I was in college, I always been in a relationship. So I never got to, do
you
my
and Mika
own.
got a similar, yeah.
I never really got to do my own thing until when I moved to PG County, I was single. So I was dating. Time at your ass, but,
hey, and I locked it down.
Oh, you know what? I got something to say about that, though. Guys from like North Carolina, South Carolina. What I have
Carolina?
noticed,
What the
Carolina.
What was that accent?
My whole family,
South Carolina. That's how they say it.
My whole family is from South Carolina. So
fuck, that's how you say it, Carolina.
I'm sorry, that's how.
No, listen, we say Baltimore.
We Geechee people, so that,
I'm with it.
that's what we do.
I'm gonna say it right now. Carolina.
What I noticed is, especially like with me being single, a lot of the guys that jump in my DMs are from like country areas. So what they do is, they're treating their girl like a queen. But then in the DMs, like one dude, he's like, he just got signed to a professional football league. He like, I'm stopping in Baltimore in the next 2 weeks. I want to come see you. Got a whole girlfriend.
Damn.
Post her all over the place. She's the one. He in love. But he's like, I'm stopping in your city and I'm seeing you. Like, get yourself ready.
You mean he wants to see your show?
Yeah. He wants the
He
show.
wants the show.
Did you confuse that DM? He did not want to have sex with your mouth.
Is what he wants.
He wants to see your show.
And
Jesus
the whole thing
Christ.
is they just pick random girls. Like,
wrong
I'm
with
so
you?
random. I'm not no like IG
No,
model. I'm
you're
nothing.
girl in Baltimore where I'm going to stop at.
And exactly.
That's not random.
Well,
He planned this. He wants to see your show. Okay.
And how many cities has he stopped in? So my whole
And
thing
he goes
is
to see shows.
he's
That's all.
getting his whole phase out while he in a relationship.
All right, let's stay right here then. Whole phase is done. Now, is it unrealistic? Now, we're either all currently in a marriage in this room or
what?
fresh out of one,
Right.
possibly looking. is it unrealistic to think that you can truly know yourself, experiment, and see all you're gonna see in the short time we have here on this earth, and be 100% committed to someone sexually? Is it possible?
No.
You say no. Why?
Even if you're not it's not a penetration situation.
Just the lust, just the
lust. I mean, that's why people have work wives and work husbands.
Work
that's why.
wife. I knew she got a work husband. I know. I ain't meet the motherfucker yet, but I know
But
he
what
there.
I'm saying
And he
is,
probably look like him. He look like him, and I don't like it.
This nigga dumb. But I'm just saying, like, but I'm saying that it helps your relationship more because she's gonna find out what she does and does not want, even vicariously through a work husband. You know what I mean? And even a lot of times what will happen is you will float back to the person that you're with. It ain't shit out there, so we can start there. It ain't shit out there.
Let's just confirm.
Let me start there.
Ladies, how y'all feel about that? Do you feel like, not that it's a waste of time, I understand what I'm saying. I understand what's going on, but if you could take yourself out and take more of a macro point of view, is it like a race that's unrealistic as far as our moral, social fabric and fibers? Like, we're kind of putting ourselves in a situation where, in the world we live in today, it's unrealistic. Maybe a couple hundred years ago,
we're not monogamous people.
Can I hug you?
Girl.
I knew
Okay,
that girl.
so,
Girl.
I told you this
Girl.
last time we was here.
You ain't tell me this shit.
Yes, I did.
Now.
No, we're not. I don't know why people don't understand this, but we're not monogamous by nature. Like, so at the end of the day, we can do whatever we want to do. We can do whatever we set our mind to, but we're not monogamous by nature. And so you're going to constantly keep fighting something, that's not natural. So it's definitely unrealistic to be like, something is never going to happen. This comedian said one time, if
it was right there. I had to do it. I'm sorry.
if you had a relationship, he was like, I knew this couple that had a relationship for 40 years, and he said, out of 40 years, the husband cheated one time, and he said, man, one time in 40 years, y'all had a great relationship.
Right, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty good, matter of fact.
He was like, but everybody was like, oh, but he did cheat, and he was like, it was one time. It's like, it's 40 years, one time. I don't get what's the problem.
I don't suggest opening a relationship up. I think that is a ticking time bomb.
Open, you mean like free?
Open?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a ticking time bomb.
Or do you mean like?
So you got some experience in it?
Threesomes, open relationships, stuff like that. I just don't think that they go right. So you may last in it a couple years, especially when you're married. What I've always seen is one of the two people in the marriage end up taking a relationship further with the person that they're doing a threesome with, or if the jealousy factor is a whole nother thing. You gotta think.
Start playing back.
You are watching a person that
moan
you
was a
love
little moany.
satisfy somebody else in front of your face. That is like post-traumatic stress disorder waiting to happen. You understand what I mean?
Right.
Like, I wouldn't do it. It just doesn't make any sense.
I can
Now,
speak
breaks,
for both.
I feel like the reason why my relationship was our marriage was so long, and I don't want to make it seem like my marriage was amazing for years. It was more or less other things that affected the marriage, but it wasn't a relationship necessarily. But us taking breaks, it was very healthy.
So,
I would look forward to some of the breaks.
So time's out. Who introduces this break? Because I know it ain't the dude.
And what you doing on the break?
Yeah, last time, initially it wasn't me, but yeah.
Because I feel like if the dude give the break, we automatically, so you want to fuck a bitch? And you can't even introduce a break.
Be honest with you,
but if you on a
a
break, why would you ask?
No, it wasn't like a break. Like,
yeah. So what are the parameters of this break? What do you mean you enjoyed your breaks? Mo, she be taking breaks.
You know how sometimes you get just so upset with your spouse or the person you're in a relationship with, to the point where it's like everything they do just makes you sick. Like, you're just disgusted with them. You can't, and then especially if you have kids, it's almost like you're fighting in front of them, things of that sort. It's like sometimes you just need to go to your separate corners.
But you in the same household. What is this?
Outside of the house. And what I'm saying is 9 times out of 10, you're going to be right back together. I mean, it might be a couple of days. It doesn't have to be. You can set your relationship could be whatever you want it to be.
Right.
I
think that's key too. So I got some friends who are into all that shit. We know, we ain't gonna say their names, but swinging, little weird masquerade parties where you pull wax on each other's titties and shit. Shit that me and Mo be like, okay, if I was a single man,
that's exhausting.
I think it can work if
take a trip or something.
But if you start from the beginning and say this is what I like
that's
to
what
do,
y'all do.
I don't see any problem with it.
Yeah.
Like,
it can't be introduced at the end, maybe.
Like, I
Or
don't
maybe it can.
Well, it
Yes.
can, but
It
if both,
can.
but they have to, coincide. Like they both have to agree on it. But
Right.
I think it's better if you meet somebody that likes that, and at the
Right.
same time, I don't see no problem with it.
Find somebody that
So,
really wanna make it work the way you want to do it.
Wax.
that's
Wax.
listen.
Yeah, look, that's gonna be
Look.
the quotable wax.
I'm about to look
It's,
that up.
it's
I
not
ain't
even a
know
lie.
that.
It's just some. Y'all remember Eyes Wide Shut, right? You ever seen that
Yeah,
movie?
I've seen
It
that.
was some shit like that. And he would come and tell me, yeah, man. And I'm thinking like, bro, all I'm thinking is you let another motherfucker pour wax on your girl titty.
That's almost like furries. You know
You
what I'm
look-
talking about? Like them people in the mascot uniforms. That
Yeah,
be
I see
fucking
that
each
too.
other.
I ain't look.
But
look.
then come to find out, you have sex based off of your furry sex, and not so if it's two men, but one is in a Babs Bunny mascot and the other one's in a Bugs Bunny, they can fuck. I'm like, okay,
I've never
so
seen it.
confusing.
I'm gonna
Oh
look
yeah,
this
look,
up.
don't even Google it because it's going.
Yeah, it's gonna
It's,
fuck
it's
your
very.
life up.
It's they got documentaries. Vice did some shit on it. It's wild.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna look this
yeah, they
up.
fucking
You gotta-
Mickey
now you
Mouse.
gotta
I'm gonna
watch
look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
Like fucking
So
person.
let's go to professions, right? So the theme is, this ladies' days, right? So,
The
but
vagina
we
episode.
have three different like professions in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now I know we also may all have like corporate gigs in a sense,
Right.
but front-facing professions, you being a musician, you being a comedian, and you being more of the corporate role, right? Nursing, I know you jump into nursing and stuff like that. How much does your career choice affect your relationship?
Huh.
So
99,000 plus infinity.
I don't
right,
know how
you
y'all
got
do it.
nurse, you got comedian,
Like-
you got. So let's stop right there. Let's start right at the far right hand side, right? So, nurses are known notoriously for having crazy work schedules, right? That's a field that you're thinking about
That's
jumping
why I
in.
keep going back and forth if I want to jump into that.
Yeah.
Speak
Because
on
it's
it.
like, okay, yes, the money is good, but I want to be here for my kids. I want to be there for you. But it's like a gamble. What you
Mm-hmm.
gonna choose? You want the money. You want to be able to provide for your family, but you have kids and you have a husband at home.
What's the right choice if it's your passion? If well before I knew you, and well before you even knew you liked men, you knew you liked helping people,
Right.
or you wanted to be a server to the community.
Right.
But now you find yourself in a marriage.
When
Like,
you in a
how do you
marriage,
juggle
you
those two?
have to give up some things. You know, you got to give up some things, and there's nothing wrong with that. My mother gave up a lot of things when she got married. She good now because she divorced, but you got to do what you got to do.
Glory.
And if that means that, okay, yes, I want to be a nurse, but if I feel like that schedule is going to take me away from my kids and my husband, I'm not going to do that. It's other ways to make money.
Right.
It's other
In
things
other
you
ways to
can-
give back.
Right, to
Okay.
get back instead of being a damn nurse, So that's why I keep going back and forth, which I'm thinking not going towards nursing, to go towards something else, like forensic science. I love that.
Well, who gonna help me with my boo-boos? Okay.
Okay,
Tippy,
your ass, ain't
stand-up
your
comedian,
ass.
right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, even jumping into that field, that's not an immediate return on your investment, right? Like you go years, if not, you can go a solid decade before you get recognized, right?
And it's it's money. It's a lot of things that go in it, but it's a lot of time. You got to get yourself out there. So it's an open mic every night of the week.
Your new boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
You back on the
Kids.
scene.
When
and-
you said relationship, I think about my kids and the people that I'm dating, and
Right.
both of
That's a
them
great point.
are heavily affected. Like I was just telling you, I had a podcast, formerly AO podcast. Check
Mhm.
them out. They the bomb.
Love is love.
Love them. But I had to walk away from it because my thing is the comedy started picking up. So my thing is I knew that I couldn't be everything I could be for them.
Mm.
So I had to make a choice. And honestly, sometimes being selfish is the best thing. And then my kids, I can't overextend myself. I mean, I'm the only thing that they really have, even though they have a great dad, he doesn't live in the same
Right.
state. So I had to sacrifice something, and because I knew that they were, solidified, I just did what I have to do. Now, the dating is a whole nother thing. I'm usually sometimes the only female comedian. So you got all of these men. I'm a very overly sexualized
Yeah, you talking about
comedian.
throats and shit.
I
They like,
talk about
well,
dick and penis, eating pussy, everything. Ass,
dick and penis. It's the difference, huh?
dick and
All right,
penis.
yeah.
Balls, gooches, all those things.
Baby, I got a dick, right?
And
I feel like penis is just
yeah,
not
it depends
appealing.
on the work.
All right.
the work.
Baby, do I got a dick?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
because if you have a penis, that
I
means
needed to have a
it's
dick.
attached to bad
Okay.
work. If you got good work, then you
Yeah, I
got
feel like
good.
penis. Like, girl, that nigga penis is like, that's the group chat. They be like, look at this penis, girl. I'm like,
Exactly.
I need a dick.
Where is it? Right,
I
right.
think, all right,
You
cool.
know what your pubic
So,
hair,
all
right?
right, let's stay on topic.
Yeah.
You're doing your thing. Your comedy shit is picking up.
Yeah.
This new love that you love is saying, hey,
And let me
It's
tell you,
getting kinda
these
hard for us,
insecure
man.
ass men in this city.
Oh, okay.
My
They
whole-
penises, right?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
definitely penises. So they are like the thing they like because it looks like you're spending more time with these niggas. You know, they starting to see me in pictures on Instagram. You always see me with a comedian. You know, like, but I have to get my face out there, and they don't like it. They don't like what I'm wearing. They don't like that I'm, out late. And I'm talking about some open mics don't stop till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. So you have spent no time with this man all week. And then somebody's like, I'm going to book you for a show on Saturday. That relationship isn't going to make it. I'm going to tell you right now. So I've gone through it a couple times, and you definitely don't want to date a comedian if you're a comedian.
I'm about to say that you date
oh, my God.
within the circle, but then it's like, Jesus.
Every female comedian messes up and dates a comedian, and the shit implodes in front of your face. I made my whoops. I will never do that shit again. It was horrible.
So then is the name of the game trying to navigate through the field of people to find someone that's going to be understanding enough?
You gotta date a nigga that got business. When I call
that's busy. That's booked and busy.
Booked. You gotta
what y'all talking about today? You want booked and busy?
Some shit to do. I don't like niggas that what you doing niggas. I have a corporate job.
Niggas?
I have a corporate job myself. If you ask me what I'm doing at 9 o'clock, at 10:30, at 12. God damn it, this ain't gonna work.
And I can tell you ain't doing shit.
Yeah, you
ain't
have nothing to do. Fucking get another
priority.
text partner. Don't ask me the same question over and over and over.
So when it comes to you, especially your career right now, you going career. Right now, I've already had a marriage. If I'm going to jump into anything else, it's a hierarchy to this shit. And right now, my passion is my career, and that's what I'm going to go with first.
Well,
at the moment.
And you know what the difference with
until
me
you get
is?
some good dick, and then it's like, well,
glory. So I'm not like
I don't
every
have to be
other.
funny.
A lot of the other comedians, it's not all of them, but they don't have regular careers. Like I have a career, like one of those ones where I make enough money where this is a passion project for me.
I understand.
Now it's starting to return investment money. So cool. I make my money here and there, but I can turn stuff down. Some people, that's how their income is.
I see.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, so for me, it's a little different. But can I walk away from it? If it has something to do with my kids, I'm walking away. I'll walk away from comedy tomorrow.
But not kids, though. Love.
Now a man.
With a penis? Yeah, she said it. Now a man.
Does he have a penis or a dick? So
he got a dick.
If he got a dick,
and he love you and he understand it and all that, but he's saying, look, man.
I got somebody that's been hanging around for a while.
You can tell she got somebody. She started playing with her toes.
Yeah. I got somebody. I mean, I'm not, I ain't claiming it, but necessarily, unless he watching this.
He blowing that back out. Her whole body language changed. She's saying, I got somebody.
What are you talking about?
MICCA, all right, so look, we see you booked and busy, you doing all these shows and shit. You also got a family.
Mm-hmm.
How, and right there, she like, speak on it.
How
it's weird, right? Now you know how I feel when I be talking about ass eating. My wife be like, yeah, tell him. How difficult is that? Because you understand in this industry, every opportunity, of course you can't do them all, but sometimes you look back and say, fuck, maybe that opportunity is the one I need to take, or I should have took that opportunity. But you also got a family and a marriage. How do you navigate through that? Spitting bars and shit? Got niggas in the corner looking at you? You like...
How much money?
No, to be honest, like, with everything else and everybody else, like how you were saying is, you can kind of do another career and then you say, this is, passion project, things like that. As an artist, it's not a passion. It's not none of that. It's literally what I am. I can't do nothing else. Like I can't do nothing else. Like I have to do music.
And they had to understand.
So yeah. So unfortunately for me, and it's not the sound like you don't care about anybody or whatever. But unfortunately for me, music is just like my kid. My relationship, everything. Like I have to.
It's really
do
a
music.
part of your identity.
Yeah. So I have to do music. I cannot not do it. So who's ever with me has to understand that. My dad was a musician the same way. And there was nothing, I mean nothing, that was coming between my dad and music.
Stay right there. Now, is there anything you can learn, right? Because with that, you can admire it. Like, damn, he really went for the gusto. He chased his dream. But was there anything what was your relationship with your dad, or was that affected? You said, okay, I can respect that, dad, that you chased it, and that was the end all be all, but I didn't get to spend enough time with you. And then, damn, I don't want to do that. Is there anything you like? Okay, I see the grind it takes, but I also don't want to repeat the cycle. So maybe I have a little giveaway. I might not do every tour date. I might not do every appearance. I'll try to pick and choose and be strategic with that.
Yeah, I don't do everything because like my inbox be flooded. I don't do everything, and you know I try to balance a lot of stuff. But with my dad, I mean, outside of him being a dude and being on tour and being able to do whatever he wanted,
Watch people. He goes to shows. That's all he did.
huh?
He didn't do anything else.
No.
He
No.
went to the shows
No,
and appreciated
no,
the shows.
my
That's
dad.
all he
no,
did.
No, my dad.
They sat down and had
my
a
dad
cup
was
of coffee.
honest. My dad was honest. We all
He
knew.
was out there, okay,
Yeah,
all
and
right.
then I went with my dad a lot of the shows that were in the area. My dad would take me.
That's what I was gonna say. Incorporate them.
Yeah.
Incorporate
That's something
the
we
band
do a
and the
lot.
family. Yeah, y'all
Or
do
just a
that. I love it.
relationship. We do everything together because, first of all,
If y'all didn't, you
it ain't gonna
wouldn't.
be good. If she see me in the video and I'm happy, if you smiling and there's a woman in the room, you fucked up.
Look,
So-
Momo
Yeah, but
want
you
that
but
life.
you can
I
but you
found
can
that out
something was
myself.
funny?
She's a-
But
So
you
I got
can
her beat
try. You can try sometimes, and I mean the industry, especially the one I'm in,
Right? Speak on it.
dudes is like right here.
Yeah.
So and a lot of the times there are people that are either fans or they want to be fans or they just trying to get it.
Yeah.
Either way, they like right here. So even if you're there,
You still gotta understand the
Yeah.
arena in which we're in.
yeah, and so that's hard for a lot of people. I mean, it would be. I can see the other side. It would be hard for me as well. But I'm a person where I understand what I'm in. So I'm just saying people just have to be
It's a
very,
little give
very,
and
very
take.
understanding of that. And if
mean,
they're not,
I love
it's
this
going
show,
to be
so-
very hard.
Yeah, my job has a no like even though it's like no fraternization, like any events that we had with my job, they don't bring you can't bring your significant other. And then
The corporate
comedians,
gig or the
my corporate job.
what?
Because the thing is they don't want it's like a just in case type thing. You know what I mean? But the comedy life, I'm gonna say 98% of male comedians do not bring their significant other with them because they have cult followings and stuff like that. These females, they are the one buying these tickets.
Yep.
You need
They
to
want
make
you
this
to
money.
be accessible. I think we talked about that. You
Yeah.
want to
And
have
they-
the image of always being
Being
accessible.
And you
Yes.
want the comedian to be comfortable. I mean, you up there like, off your head. You don't want to be thinking like, shit. If
Yeah.
I talk about, right, the anal ease one, right now, right, and she gonna be like,
The face like that.
mhm.
or like, what if you're a comedian? What if you're a comedian and you're like, you stand in the front and it's a cute girl in the front, or maybe it's not an unattractive girl, and you say something, whatever, and then your spouse is like, are you flirting with her? Or are you no? But that's like a part of
You
your
may
stick.
need to
You may
flirt with
you
her.
know that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're not technically, but you are to get whatever, and that's what I'm saying. Especially with when you have to have fans, when stuff revolves around fans, when stuff revolves around other people buying your stuff in certain demographics. Like
You gotta have
whoever was Genuine's wife has to understand that
So
they
lame.
are going
She
to
said,
want to
"No,
touch
no,
your
she-
ass.
She didn't
Oh,
understand.
yeah,
She
yeah.
left. She left.
Love
Yeah. Because them women, I mean, you gotta think like they
Yeah,
grab their penises.
that's one thing I wish I looked like back in the day. Genuine. That nigga, no homo. I was like, man, why the fuck I get these jeans?
And
I was in
think
the wrong line.
So dumb, you
that's something that I'm trying to get used to with you doing the events
The
and
hosting
stuff like
and shit,
that.
right? Yeah.
And first of all, like I don't ask to go to these events. I'm a home person. I'd rather be in my fucking
He ain't
house.
writing
He
you.
like he wants me to
Because
come
I
with him by
rather,
his side.
I rather
You
listen.
know.
It is awkward for me when I have other females
And see,
around me.
but I'd rather not go because I know how my temper is.
Yeah, she
and
good
I
at
know
that.
if I see you with
But-
a chick, I'm gonna whoop that ass.
But-
Like, not you, but I'm gonna get her first.
She's
But then I'm
about
be like, hey,
that.
what's going on?
But
You know?
but the thing is,
That's why I stay
I
out.
think even with the thing is, even when you see that stuff, at least you're able to see exactly what
How it
goes
went
on
down.
versus you having a thought process in your head and you be like,
Yeah.
oh, so you at this party and this is what you're doing, this is how you do it, da 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 da. So
Somebody contact
whether you see at the party and you like it or not, you know maybe you don't like what's going on, but at least you see exactly what goes on. That way you're not making up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
And,
a
and
two.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a two-part factor with that. So first of all, I just started doing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So what? it was a conversation we had before every event, during the event, after the event, of like, okay, this is something new that's being introduced in our life. It wasn't like she had to understand, like, oh, you met me and I was already doing this.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, so I guess I'm hosting now. And with hosting, it's gonna be chicks.
Yeah.
And I ain't ugly, so it might be a chance that
You're funny.
Yeah.
And you're into because you out there talking, so
Energy
you're
and shit.
interacting
And that's what
with
people want. You gotta think they dealing with these stale ass, born ass niggas at home, and then they
Yeah.
see you and
With
they
the
like,
penises.
I would love, and then you're married and you're openly wearing your ring. They're like, I want the life that she has.
Bitch, you better get on.
You know what?
Now, but also, let me tell you something.
And you
Also,
cannot have it.
so from my perspective, though, like, I mean, every fucking event, every time we do what he shows, I say, are we still doing this next week? Because for
Like, I'm
me,
checking in.
I know what's out there. I know
Nothing
all
out
the
there.
pros, but I know the cons. And I know who really riding for me, right? At least I'm trying to learn more and more every day. And for me, where I'm at right now, it's not worth it. Coming from a broken household and not trying to repeat it. So when we go to these events, I'm like, listen, this was gonna happen. Like, I've had girls do all type of wild shit, and I'll just scoot away. And it does make it a little awkward when they in the background, and I know she's there, but we had these conversations. So in my mind, like, all right, I know she don't like this shit, but we've already talked about that. I know you don't like it. And I know that you don't like it, but I ain't grabbed my ass cheek. She grabbed my ass
I don't
cheek.
know. The part was that she was pretty chill, like, cause they was twerking up a storm.
What you?
Yeah.
We was at an event.
Look at you.
and I try to stay in my lane.
Yeah.
Hold up, real quick. I need you on that mic. Get them on that mic real quick, cause they gonna hear this.
They
So
gonna like, bro, what, mom?
last night we had an incident where, again, I was staying in my lane, letting my wife do her thing, and a dude came and put his arm around my wife and started dancing with her.
Ooh.
Yeah, me being the guy that
Oh,
I
the
am.
muscles started percolating.
Not even. I said I got to give her a chance. So my wife canted her body like this, so he couldn't get behind her. She danced with him, but it was like a side by side.
Oh, like a little
not a
cookout
bump, not a
dance.
typical
Yeah.
bump and grind dance.
Yeah,
so
I got you.
I saluted her like I appreciate that,
Yeah.
and so we talked about it today. And I said I'm giving you props because you held it down. You were cordial. You were nice to him, but you ain't disrespect me in my face.
Yeah.
So.
Good for go.
Hold up. Black women,
Black men.
we don't get a lot of credit, right?
Yeah, I say you
Come
go,
on, black
boy.
women, let's give them a hand clap about this
Yeah.
motherfucker. Mika, you better give me a hand clap. Come on, how about that?
That's what I'm talking about. He gave you the chance because
Gave you the
the
chance.
No,
chance
because
I know
the-
would've took my whole
No, because the dude.
neck
Okay,
off.
so I was in
Hey,
VIP. The
you
dude
say that
came
motherfucker like
this.
too.
The dude came like
you-
this,
and
and
you-
I,
and
but
you-
I can't
you
be
bumped
like
him like,
I can't be like don't touch me
Yeah.
because
Right.
you
You there to be-
I'm on the goddamn flyer.
He paid to see you.
Right, I'm
You
on
ain't
the
paid to
I'm on the
touch me,
flyer,
though.
but so I let you put your hand around me and have your little phone, the phone or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not about to back that ass up.
Yeah,
but
no,
we
no,
but we
you
can still
can.
dance or whatever. So that's all that.
Does that guy know you saved his life?
Pretty much.
No, you know what? Fuck that. Y'all dirty. You need to start putting on the fly. Got a bodyguard that
No,
kill
when,
your
no,
ass.
look. Every time we go someplace, I swear to God, every time we go someplace,
start carrying
they be
your
like,
purple
they be
belt. Carry
like,
that
they
shit.
be like, why you got security? I'm like, no.
Right.
Everybody be like,
Hey, it's a
that's
good
what
label to
security
have.
is.
They don't ask me if I'm
that.
security. They like, who that your little brother?
But-
No, bitch, I'm her husband.
And sometimes I feel like when you go to club events and stuff like that, you gotta understand those people are there presenting their pros, and that's it. They're not gonna show you their cons. They're sending their representative, so you don't know what type of fucking landmine you're about to walk into if you pursue that.
Fam.
You know everything that you get when you get your wife, but them shits in there,
Right.
I'm talking about. It could be a STD. It could
Oh,
be.
that's okay. You can get rid of those.
Well, some of them.
Most of them.
You know
Most
what I
of
mean?
them, a little itch. Baby, I'm joking. She look at me. Oh, you think it's funny with the
This
STDs?
nigga love his life in real life. I'm about to say, but I'm just saying, you just never know what you're gonna walk into.
No, you 100%. Soon as you bust a nut, all right, we all adults here, right?
You're there
We
like,
adults, right? So we all fantasize, and we all go. All right, let's say we were all single at one time. We were all masturbating somewhere, right? And as soon as you get that nut off, you almost embarrassed. You're like, oh, how dirty
it's
of me.
called
Like,
post ejaculation.
right, it's like, ugh, I'm just now. I got shit all over me.
Post ejaculation clarity.
That's-
You start thinking about everything like, oh shit. Then you actually look at the bitch like,
Oh,
shit.
my
You
God,
know
I'm
what I mean?
glad I
Like,
didn't do this
God
shit.
damn, but-
Yeah, I think it's really important to kind of bring this all back in with our separate avenues that we take throughout life. Number one is how you met the person. That's a considerable fact that you can't change no one. And a lot of times with black women or just black men especially too, we try to change the person. No. If you met that person, if they were a dancer, they a fucking dancer.
They're a dancer.
You know what I'm saying? You can tip them all you goddamn one, and you can try to expose them to what you're trying to show them. But if they like showing they pussy for monetary exchange, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And then I think it's constant communication helps everything.
Right.
Before
Right.
you're 10 years into a relationship and y'all fell out in love 8 years ago. You just been kind of going with the emotions. But we also got family.
Existing.
Sometimes you got to keep the family. It's a whole bunch of variables to this.
I feel like that's how we got better at communicating.
Yo, we had some legendary. Y'all want to hear one of my legendary fights? Legendary fights.
Oh
Look, we
my
talking about
gosh.
everything else in here. Let's talk
Got
about it.
thousands
Which
of
one?
them.
You want to give them the casino one?
The casino.
Yeah.
Casino
oh
one
my
is a good one.
God.
All right,
That
so
was
look.
Wow.
So I was at the time, my car just broke down. So let me tell you something. So we go on our first 2 or 3 year dates, right? And I had a Maxima with 20-inch rims on it.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah, I was bald. I had that drug dealer ball. Like, you had the Crown Vic, the Maxima, like the Acura Legend and shit.
Impala.
So I had that Maxima. It was like an 03.
Yep,
Shit was
yep.
pretty as a hoe.
A whole whore.
And a whole whore. But the muffler wasn't all the way on and shit,
Oh,
right?
that
So
bitch
Child.
one day I stopped to get some of that gas station food, right? Y'all got hating on them chicken tenders like you want to.
Damn boy.
And my muffler fell off, right? And another dude had to give me my muffler back. That's how I knew she was a rider. That was just an off-hand story. But imagine your girl in the car and she waiting for you to come back, and then you got a muffler and you got to throw it in the back seat and shit because it fell off. And it was a white man that gave you the muffler too, so he probably was like, poor nigga. Anyway, these blacks don't got any money. What the
Oh,
fuck?
my
I was like, thank you, sir. Anyway, the story goes like this. We got in a fight one day because she went out and had too many drinks, and I didn't like the way she was acting, right? So then I overreacted, and I don't want to get into too many details because you don't never know who's watching, but it was legendary. I'm talking about like hop out of the car, walking home, middle of the night, throw up, piss, shit, all that type of shit. We ain't gonna say who did it, but it was crazy, right? But we got to the point where those shits was happening like once a month. Like it was this legendary fight, and like we were talking about earlier, we came from broken homes.
Yeah.
So all we knew was how to replicate what we knew.
Yeah.
Even if subconsciously we didn't want to be that way,
Right.
it's what felt comfortable for us.
And sometimes
I
you
felt
want
it was
the
good to
negative
tap out.
attention. It's like you just want attention, whether it's positive or negative.
You just want it.
just want
And we decided, I said, look, man, we got a couple ways we're going to go with this shit. First of all, I'm a Scorpio. I don't back down from shit. What are you again? Evil?
Leo.
What's that called? Leos, not
Leo.
evils. All right. She a Leo. She don't back down for shit. So it's like, okay, we're going to have to communicate. What's your trigger? You don't like when I do this? All right. I don't like when you do that. Okay. How do I talk to you? Because when I got a problem with you, I got to be able to say it. But the way I'm saying it starts a whole other problem. So for us, communication was definitely the key to keeping us together because it was like, yo, we are going to kill each other. We was going to kill each other.
Well, see, the crazy part is
Somebody's gonna die.
You're saying
For real.
everybody came from broken homes. I didn't.
Us two. No, us two.
I didn't either.
Now, I don't know.
Wait, so being that I didn't come from a broken home, I saw communication.
Did your spouse come from a broken home?
Yes.
See, my spouse came
And
from
that
a broken
and that
home.
and that's the thing because
So you blame it on a black man.
Oh my God.
no, because we're not
I'm
because
saying-
hold on because when
Yeah.
Hold
So
on,
first of all,
hold
you gonna
on,
leave us
hold
black
on.
men alone.
hold on, but and it's the crazy
I
part.
got you, big
It's funny
homie.
that he
Don't
say
worry,
that
stop it.
because when if I get
play
mad and I
us.
bring up my dad, he be like, oh, so now you got to bring up the white man, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can't help that he's white.
That's funny
You knew what
as
you was
shit.
doing, Mika. If only you was like my good side. Good side? Who the bully?
It's always
Me,
the
it's
woman.
me.
And that is so funny because for those who
It's
don't
me.
know, this guy's big. And Mika, Mika, we love you, but Mika, Mika.
She about to fight.
Mika the
She
bully.
like,
Nigga said, let me
you.
tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Motherfucker.
Tell your
Right.
big ass something.
When they push into your temple. That's right. Nah, we had knockout dragouts when I was
Yeah.
like, because you gotta think in our 20s.
Knockout
Come on
dragouts.
now.
Yeah, that's
You
nothing
know,
to them 20s,
only thing
boy.
he ever did to me probably was spit in my face. But outside of that, we done went at it. You know what I mean? Like
So-
we done stalked each other. I'm talking about just crazy shit. Like one time I told him he could not come out our damn house. He went and picked my son up and was like, "Well, if you want your son to come to this house,
Yo!
He
kidnapped
No, real talk.
it's crazy. I'm like, you gonna kidnap
Real
my
talk.
damn a child.
Look at her real quick. She can say what she want, but she to pull some shit like that. Well, I got the kids, bitch. You want to see the kids? Bring that holder, 445, something. I'm like, this bitch is crazy.
He done called the police on me because I done
This
showed up a
bitch
girl
is
house.
crazy.
I'm talking about he didn't woke up. He done got slept out of his sleep. He done had a whole
I
pot
deserve
of
a few of
water.
those.
A pot of water.
Hey, you can't talk to her no
Thought he
more
was
because she got a whole
drowning.
bunch of bad
but,
ideas.
no, I'm not saying that any of these
A
things
pot
are
of
right.
water and smacked out his sleep.
I'm talking about this nigga thought he was drowning. He like,
She
like,
waterboarding.
I'm about to say you waterboarding.
Oh my, I think he peed on himself too, but because you had that wet drink, never mind. But you know what I mean. But what's crazy?
Why's your
is-
dick wet? Why's your dick wet?
But since
Get your ass up.
we've been over, the communication is amazing.
Okay.
And I'm thinking he is going to be an amazing person for somebody else. But it's like
It just won't work
me
for
being
y'all.
older and us going through all of that time and him not having his whole phase, I feel like I turned into like a mother figure to him. So now it's kind of like your kids, they turn 18. It's time for them to go out and do what they had to do. He never traveled previous to us being separated. He's been in Puerto Rico. He done been everywhere. He's never lived out of state before. Now he has his own home and so I feel accomplished. I don't feel like it's a negative thing, and I think he's gonna be amazing for somebody else.
That's good.
Not for me.
That's important. And sometimes we got to understand that sometimes you're just not made to be.
Yeah.
And emotions will keep you
Oh yeah.
broken households. You'll see people that love each other because maybe they had kids or they want to make it work, but they just it's not there anymore.
Yeah, but I definitely love him. That's it.
You love them. All right, so we got a few more minutes. Thank y'all so much for coming on. I appreciate you,
Yeah.
strong black women. Except for that black man shit you be pulling, man.
Come on.
Oh, y'all need to stop that. Look. All right, so let's get a little crazy.
Yeah.
Why y'all don't let us pee on y'all like white women do?
Oh.
Ooh, I've been wanting to
I
pee
seen
for a
the last
minute.
episode.
Why don't y'all let us pee on
I
y'all?
seen
Talk
video
about it.
Phil was pissing on people.
Phil was pissed. Phil
Yeah.
said, look, it was a black girl though, he said though. See, so
I know.
it's at least one good black out
Hold
here.
on.
could take
I
a
don't know.
He could pee on half of you?
I don't know. Maybe
Y'all get it?
maybe it's
white
my
half?
white half. I don't mind certain stuff, but I don't know. I don't know about the pee.
What if you drink a lot of water? What if it come out clear? No?
We drink mostly only water. I still don't care.
All right, so no pee for you. How about you?
Well, I actually know someone from college that his girlfriend used to shit on his chest.
Whoa!
Is he from Dubai?
He was from Louisiana.
Solid shit or soft shit? That's a
But
big difference.
He was a football player, but he used to like
It's
when
always
she
the
would
big
squat
motherfucker.
over top of him.
It's a lot of
shit
dudes
on
that
her
like.
chest.
There's a lot of dudes that
Oh
like
my
that.
God. It was warm and so
Yo,
I know,
she
I know
fought
that
with the
there's-
bathroom door open. We ain't having sex for a week.
Nah, you can go with that. Nah.
I can watch it, but
And then the other thing is like,
Shit on the
it's
chest.
guys that soon as you go to the bathroom, they like trying to eat that pussy.
No.
What's the difference?
Get
I mean,
them baby
somebody
wipes.
pissing on me. We need to have a discussion.
Tippy, you
But-
say you gonna keep it real.
But
Can
no,
he piss
I'm
on you or not?
I'm not
My
against it.
question is, if he wants to piss on
On
me,
your
we
chest.
have to have a discussion. But I done had my feet fucked. I done had everything. I like guys with fetishes. I done mess with bisexual men. So I mean,
Oh, at the same time?
the
Like
guy-
like
no,
in the
guy-
same room? Like
The guy that's bisexual did not want to fuck my feet. Oh, you somebody actually watching him fuck?
yeah, like
No, I
it was
just know that
two
he
males
has
and you.
fucked a man, and I know a man has fucked him before. So
How do you feel about that? That's I ain't know we're gonna come. That's a good one though.
I mean,
Because most women, especially you hear black
I
women,
don't
I
care.
ain't.
because it's the same. And I had a conversation with my previous podcast co-host.
We talked about that.
Yeah,
in
we
the
talked
episode I was
about it.
on,
You
yeah.
know, because just because you're bisexual man or woman, you a lot of times you can compartmentalize your. I mean, it's like you're in a relationship, just like you're in a marriage with a woman. If you in a marriage next with a man, that's the love of your life. So, or it should be the love of your life. So it shouldn't matter.
So
what-
this is
she's
gonna be
taking
insensitive.
you everything,
I ain't gonna say that.
flaws and all,
No, I'm
and
saying
it ain't necessarily a flaw. That's what you like.
So if he got a little dick on his breath, you cool with it?
Why would the dick be on his breath when you?
It never leaves the breath.
Because
It stays
What?
on it. Dick stays.
No, it
if
does
his
not.
Pussy
Dick
that you
stays.
ate, is that on your breath also?
Yes, it's always. Wait, this beer came in like the way it did.
You so
That's
stupid.
pussy and ass juice. What you talking about, baby?
dumb.
Baby,
What?
why you don't let me pee on you? All right, you ain't gotta answer that question.
You are not
Okay,
pissing on me now.
this is where we're gonna stop. Okay, so listen,
Low ammonia.
go back to what you were saying, and of course, you don't have a problem with that,
What?
with him having a background in bisexuality.
No.
That it doesn't mean it doesn't equate to what you guys going on. It's separate from you.
No, because I mean, even when I look at myself, like, I can look at women and be like, you know,
Yeah.
I could.
No, it's a little different. I could and I did.
No, but I'm just saying.
I said you got
could.
dick on his breath.
It wouldn't matter to me.
Look,
if
look, look,
if
look,
it's
look,
not on that
look,
day,
look,
I don't
look.
care.
Hold on. How you go? What does it sound like when a dick pop out your mouth? Hold up. I don't know. I don't even know what that sound like. Let me just hold up.
I don't.
If
I
it's
wouldn't
big
care.
enough, it
I
should be
would not.
popping
I
out.
wouldn't. I don't care.
Oh shit!
Sorry.
I
That's
didn't play
his
myself. I
business.
didn't play myself.
That's his
Sorry.
business. Now, now, if he's doing it, like while we're together, like.
Yeah, that's possible.
I don't want nobody cheating
Y'all
on me, so it
dating
don't
and-
matter.
But then
That
he's
is not
doing
what
it with
bisexuality
somebody.
means.
He's doing that while
Somebody
we're
you like and
dating.
love, yeah.
While we're dating, what he does, period, I don't care. But if we're dating,
What
we're
if you
just
say-
supposed to be dating. Then
Okay.
no, I don't care if it's
True.
if
All right,
it's
I
that
got
or the
one more for
vagina.
you. I got one more for you. I know I love everybody. I'm just
Nasty
not safe for
pussy,
ears.
though,
What the
yeah.
fuck are we talking about? But listen, hold up. Does it matter if he's a top or a bottom? Ooh.
Yeah.
See, I knew we was gonna get to it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I knew it because if he getting bent
Yeah,
over,
he is. If he a bottom,
pipe.
I know a guy that
Versus
like-
piping.
if he a bottom, then it's a little different.
See?
It's a little
And I
different.
go back to you,
I'll
Tippy.
get that.
If he getting a little bit of tip in his tippy,
I've been, like I said, I've been in done that, so it's different for me. You know what I mean? Same thing, like talking about, like I said, I've ate pussy before, but I am not attracted to women at all.
okay.
So, and I don't think it's a tank thing, like, oh, you got to go through like 1 or 2 dicks to be like, oh, I don't want that no more. But you know what I mean?
You heard
Like,
about that? That shit was funny.
liking anal sex versus getting your dick sucked is what's the difference for me. Like
it-
sucking a dick is what. So. even
Oh,
though
so
I
that'll
do-
be you for you.
So my thing is, I do feel like it's men that have oral fixations. Period.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
feel like my son has, but it doesn't mean that he's going to suck a dick. He just has oral fixation.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't deal with a man knowing that he sucks penises. So the guy was dating. He was bisexual, but he was not necessary. From
He
what
got
I know,
head. He didn't give head.
he got head, and he gave anal sex, and he
Oh,
received anal sex,
okay.
but he did not give oral sex. So it's something I don't know what it is about
That's weird. That's just
sucking a
weird.
dick to
No,
me.
women do that. Women do that all the time. Like when
What?
they have lesbian experiences.
Some of them,
Some of them will not do oral.
Oh,
but
not the
they'll
fact
give
that
it.
he's giving it, giving. I'm
They
talking
give
about.
it, won't get
I'm
it.
talking about how each woman it depends. Well, okay, you can suck a dick, but you
Yeah.
can't get a dick sucked,
That's
or
what I said, it's a
you can get
conversation.
as long as you fucking, but you can't get fucked. It's just funny how we all got that different like
Yeah.
ideas of masculinity and what you're cool and not cool with.
I think everybody's a spectrum. I told you that before, so
Yeah.
I'm somewhere on definitely the masculine spectrum.
I would agree.
Hold up, real quick. The voices are not.
It just went out.
1 second here. Let me make sure we about to wrap out. I just want to make sure
You
the
like
audio's
put it
good.
in
Hey,
the-
hey, hey.
It look like
It's
a
good
man.
now.
It's good now. Okay, so we were talking about getting it in the butt or the mouth. That's what we talking about, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's interesting.
I don't think so.
Guys don't really give a shit. No, we do give a shit. Hold up. So if I knew you were messing with a dom before me, that's the, like if you were messing with a girl before me and I knew it, then I can probably be more comfortable versus if it was like Young Ma.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
I like Young Ma.
Who?
I like Young Ma.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about now. I gotta meet Young Ma. She like, yeah, I'm pretty, but I'm low going. You know, I'm
But
just
she
like, this
is.
bitch-
We had that conversation
So,
all the
so
time.
you're saying
We
your wife
like-
might have been Heffany is what it comes down to.
Yeah, like I don't want my like you know how listen.
No, but no, the doms be because my sister's gay, and
Yeah, I got a cousin is gay.
and
my daughter's
and
gay.
So-
I classify her, I guess, as the dom.
Okay.
And no, she likes to do everything because she's the dude.
She the pipe too though. She pipe, right?
Yeah, she's the
Yeah, but
dude.
see, all right, so listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you about penises and dicks and then dildos. Them shits is not equal.
Yeah.
And then I'm just saying, man, you know, even if it was a big old giraffe dick, but it's some human dick versus, oh, you was with a dom and that shit rotated, vibrated, had lights and shit. It's like, how the fuck I'm gonna even keep
I
up
don't-
with that shit?
I don't believe in toys, so I've never used a toy in my life, and and this is this is why, because I feel that people that use toys, and I'm not trying to be like you people, but I feel like it decreases your sex, like almost kind
you
of like
kind of
Your
want that more.
arousal.
right. So me having regular sex is amazing, but imagine if all these people did not use toys in their life. You could, I'm telling you, like orgasm, squirting, things of that sort. I feel like a lot of women do a disservice to that stuff using toys. Like I was in, like I said, 14 relationship, sex every day. We had sex every day. Kids every day.
The kid
If
had
we
sex
could-
with you?
No, I'm talking about I had a baby. I had a C-section. We was I did take like 2 days off then. But we had sex every day, but it was
Yo,
amazing.
Tippy nasty as shit. She said, look, don't
Because
look at the
I
scar, nigga. Get to work.
Because and you gotta know
Don't worry about the
yourself.
bandage. Get to work.
You gotta know yourself. If you know, like some people are penetration people, things of that sort. But I feel like if I use toys, I probably wouldn't be as much of a penetration person. That's when you had to keep kind of one-upping. It's almost like crack. You know what I mean? That first hit, you're chasing that first hit. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes it's best just, I mean, God gave you everything you need to get where you need to get. And if you, but I mean, some people are built different in different sizes, but
Hold
the
up,
vagina
man.
is a
Here y'all come for the
contracting
male
thing.
penis and dick shit.
No, what I'm saying is, it's the truth.
Or it's different size vaginas.
I'm 6 plus.
Give me a high
I'm
five.
I don't think so.
Yes, it is.
I don't
Different
think
size
so.
vaginas.
Oh my
God.
Y'all
I
got
don't
some
think
deep
When I-
wells,
it's almost-
some
and you
swing
gotta think,
low.
Some women push babies out. Some of them have C-sections. I've
I
never
had a
pushed
C-section, so I don't have.
I've never in my life pushed a baby out. And the sexual experience with me that I've heard from other men, it's been totally different from women that had some women that had pushed it out. Because even though
That makes sense. One has been stretched.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Some
You
things
can,
are
you can
natural.
ask you. Is it different?
Between a woman that has
That had a
pushed the baby out
C-section and
versus
one that had
C-section.
and pushed
So,
out.
so now you asking him to compare all
No,
his
because-
past.
No, but
She
you
gonna
got-
fuck
it
you up for that later.
over-
So you
I
was
mean,
thinking about the
more
past
than
bitches?
Most men
You was
tell
thinking
me
about
it's
them?
different. They always tell me it's different. I mean, honestly, for me, sometimes it feels like it's still like my first time having sex. Like it's been plenty of
Okay,
times
see, I
that it
thought- I
feels
thought
like
it
I
was
lost
just
my
me.
virginity
I
over and
thought
over
it was
and
just
over
me because
again.
it goes right back like that.
Yep, it goes right back like that.
Y'all need to start letting us put it in y'all asses. Anyway.
Absolutely not.
I just had to say that.
Wait,
All
wait,
the
you
time.
won't?
That's one thing I will. You
I
know
would
what?
do that all day.
I feel like that's
Oh.
my little ace in the hole. I told you I'm working on my second and third.
So that's the one
husband.
you're gonna save for the one that matters. I got this asshole
I
just
tell
for
pe-
you.
and I tell people all the time.
And I
my-
cleaned
my
all the
second and
stink
third
out.
husband is going to get all holes. So
We like that. We like that.
Child.
We like that. All right, listen. We had a lot of fun. Thank
Yeah.
you, ladies. I got one more thing just to round it out because I think I'm doing a disservice if I don't have all these women on to talk about something a little more serious, right?
Cool.
So sex trafficking. You guys have been it's been on everybody's timeline. If you have a daughter, if you have a sister, a wife, or whatever, it's something that you're aware of and it's been going on before even the media's been taking
of course.
notice of it, especially within our communities. How does that affect y'all knowing nowadays you got it seems like it's more prevalent and it's going around? How does this make you feel as a woman knowing that not only are you worrying about the regular shit that we all worried about, but something that's somewhat special for what your gender is, which is females? This whole sex trafficking thing. Is it on y'all radar? What are y'all guys doing, girls doing, to maybe be more aware of it or protecting your friends and family? What is that? When I say sex trafficking, what kind of emotions does that invoke from you guys?
I mean,
To end it on a sad note.
No, it's not sad.
I mean,
It's
sex trafficking is definitely, a sad thing, but I think society doesn't help it either. Because if you look at it, like we're pushing girls to be more promiscuous, and women are trying to say like, oh, it's liberation, and there's a difference between not having stigma on women's sexuality and just doing whatever. And so now you got younger girls that are willing to do way more, and they end up putting themselves in that position, not knowing that this is what it can lead to. So I think at the end of the day, it might be a whole, community thing, period, like society in a whole. Like, you need to pay attention to what you allow your little girls to listen to,
Which
where you
is
allow them
much
to go.
guilty as a society. It's
Yeah.
Well, like I have a twin 15-year-old daughter. So for me, it's very important. Aside from that, I feel like it's not, I think almost it's like a male charge. I feel like men just need to do better. So my thing is this, like when you have your girl children, your boy children, the first thing they do is it's like they constantly pointing out the sexual, or like the body of young girls and things of that sort. It could be a girl, she just built a certain way. Doesn't mean she's trying to be fast, but that's the first thing they do. You over here trying to be fast. No, my
Talk about
shorts
that more.
fit this way because I have a big butt, and a lot of black women have big butts. It is what it is. Or you can't wear this. Making them feel insecure about their self, that's going to go wrong. Or making them feel like they're not good enough and they're just being their self, that's going to go wrong. So a lot of time in broken families, things of that sort, they don't have a male to look up to or see how men and women are supposed to interact, so they're chasing the daddy figure. So so maybe at 13, 14 years old, and again, you got the black mothers that maybe like, I'm tired of you, I'm gonna put your ass out. Yeah, you put her ass on the street, somebody's gonna pick her ass right the fuck back up. And social media they have so much access to these little girls. You might need to just not let them be on Facebook and Twitter when they're 13, 14 years old. Who has made good decisions at 12, 13, 14, 15 years old? And now you have access to grown-ass men
who are ready to make the decision for you.
To touch you, because the whole thing is this. They've been such fuck niggas and assholes in their whole life. And they can't get a woman their age. Of course, you're going to prey on somebody that got mommy, daddy issues and they're available. You could just reach out to them and be like, hey, I have money. The young girl's like, well, I'm only 13. I don't have anything. Well, come on and let me give you that new Xbox or whatever.
Damn, Xbox. That's just real young.
That's so old.
You were talking about father figure. That's a good point, too. I think there is a lot of that of just, same thing for males, right? A lot of times we jump into gangs or different stuff because the lack of having a father figure or a head of household. So we just looking for anyone to provide us any kind of like comfort and love and security. And for women, I think that's a theme I see a lot.
I had an amazing dad. He told me, see, the thing is this, with me being so tall or having like certain
Tippy, you ain't that
flaws-
tall. You like 5'7".
No, I'm literally like tall as shit.
Times 2.
But times 8. Right. But my father used to tell me every day that I was good enough. He would call me beautiful, things of that sort. So when I went out there, it was guys who were just like, nobody's going to want you because, or you're not good enough because, and I knew, regardless of what you said, it's kind of like you got to speak those words until I had it at home already.
Yeah, and she's right about that. And like growing up, I got called conceited and things like that because you couldn't say nothing to me because my nicknames from my dad and my granddad is pretty girl, pretty this, beauty. So I'm just like, okay. And if you if you didn't like me,
You
okay,
gotta build that force.
it doesn't
field.
matter.
Baby, what you think some of the reasons why this sex trafficking thing is going on as of recent, and what are some ways that women can protect themselves from being a victim of it?
I would say, going back to the way I grew up in a strict home. By me being the girl, I wasn't allowed to do as many things as my brother could. My brother could come in the house at 3 o'clock in the morning. My daddy was like, if your date ain't here by 8 o'clock, you're not going nowhere. And I got picked on in school because a lot of my friends were fast. So their parents didn't really care. Their parents weren't home.
But you couldn't do nothing.
I couldn't do that. So, they looked at me like, oh, you don't want to go out. You don't do this and do that. So I got picked on a lot for that. But to this day, I don't really care because a lot of them got like 4 or 5 different baby daddies because your mama let you go out there and hoe around.
I say thank you
So
to
it
my
definitely
mom
starts at
every
the
day.
home.
Yeah, it starts in the home. And I
Yeah.
feel like the reason why I'm not that whore of a girl is because my dad was strict on me.
You
My
wouldn't have
mom
to
too.
go outside.
And when you a kid, you like, fuck, I can't go out. I can't do
Yep.
nothing. But I'm 34 now, and I get it. But I don't want to be too strict on my child to where,
They rebel.
Right.
And end up in the
'Cause
same
pressure
because
situation.
I felt
Right.
like when I went to college, I was like, oh
Not
shit.
so.
Well, you was starting it, huh?
I ain't say thought nigga, but
Tell
it
me-
was like,
yeah, tell me that part of the story.
I ain't say
We
that, but
gonna
you
talk
know,
now.
I didn't get to go to parties and stuff. So when I went to
You
college,
wanna make up for
I
it.
was going out every single day.
But you gotta have, But tell them what comes of that. See,
Oh,
my thing is,
yeah.
I grew up military bred and Catholic.
Okay.
Oh,
My
Jesus.
parents were serious. And my thing was, thank God my mother locked my dumb ass in the house because, like I said,
You was
I
ready to
got
go.
friends that got grown, they're grandparents right now,
Damn.
And at the same time, the other thing was, once I got out, I got a little out there. I done been ruthie, I done been raped,
Yeah,
I
you
done
were
been
telling me about
fought
that. You were telling about that.
by grown ass men, choked by grown ass men because I was doing too much. And so, and honestly, it learned my ass, and it's sad. Like, and my thing is, fathers need to talk to their daughters about sex.
Right.
My father didn't talk to me about sex till I was 8 months pregnant with twins. My thing was, why I always
he was a
asked
little
him,
late.
why would you allow Baltimore City to teach me what sex was? Of all, you know what I mean? And he was like, well, when we grew up, we just asked our friends, and it was. I'm like, this ain't the Baltimore City that you grew up in. You understand what I mean? So, man, you have to take more of a charge. It can't be all on females. We literally do it all sometimes. Not saying every time because everybody's situation is different, but
Definitely starts in the house.
I don't know. My dad was like Ti.
yeah,
He was
that's
like,
why
was
he was
checking
like,
behind.
hey,
He was checking
hey,
behind me.
you ain't got it yet. Okay.
But what do you not understand? Then I'm not saying T.I. or you, But all she gonna do is just suck dick and get in the ass. Then.
That's
Catholic girls are
possible.
known for that.
I was
Like, okay, Daddy,
I
you
was
had that
telling-
hole. Here go the rest of them.
I was telling him
I
that
met a
time,
few
one
of
time. I
them.
was like, usually, like when girls are virgins, they take it in the butt.
Yeah, that shit like.
And
Oh.
he was like, "What?" I was like, "I'm telling you, if they're virgin here, it's going in the back."
Fam, I know some
All
stories.
holes.
Daddy can watch that hole all he want to. We gonna come through
Watching the wrong hole.
Watching the wrong hole. You all in the ear
And
hole.
you
Fucking
can
the
see
shit
your
out your
daughter all in
door.
the mouth. So what's the other nigga?
And I
Before we-
think with the dress code too, I think parents need to watch what their daughters are walking out the house wearing.
Yeah.
But don't they get
You
redressing
know.
in school and shit? Don't y'all keep the little shit
Yeah.
out
Look,
in the
nigga,
locker?
my daddy kept tabs
Oh,
on
I
me.
couldn't do
What
that.
the fuck? I lived in a small town, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't do anything
He had the
without
locker
this
company.
nigga knowing.
Baltimore is a small
So-
town. How about that? We need to police other people's kids. Just and people need to stop
A
fighting
community.
people for policing their kids. Your kids out here doing stupid shit. Let I mean,
That's something we used to do. We don't do no more.
Yeah.
Back in the day, your neighbor
Yeah,
could whoop yo.
I
ass.
was about to say
Yeah,
that because
yeah.
my
And then
grandmother's
tell your
friends
parents and then get
will
another woman.
always do that. They'll turn around, they'll smack one kid, and then when you see your
I smacked your
grandmother,
kid today.
your grandmother smack you,
And you
be
know
like,
what?
yep.
I smacked your kid.
And you be
what
like,
happened.
oh well.
I pulled up my friend's daughter the other day. She had this little crop top on, cold as shit outside. I was like, "Where your mother at?" "Oh, she just had the baby." I was like, "I know your mother and your father. I know them for 30 years." I was like, "I'm gonna talk to him." I actually DM'd him while I was sitting there looking at her. Took a picture
Took
and
a photo of
everything.
it?
Yep.
Oh, you a snitch. No, that's good. That's what we're talking about.
Took a photo of her ass.
Before we leave, I want y'all to shout out whatever you got to shout out. And then I'm gonna close this out. So Mika, what you got going on? You just signed with somebody. Who the fuck you just signed? Who the fuck you signed?
Anywho,
Invite us to the party, please. Go ahead.
yeah. Next weekend, I'm gonna be at 1942. You can come out.
16th,
chill.
right?
Yes, on the 16th on Saturday, and also go to YouTube, check out my video, Mama. You can download
get it
it,
from my
stream
mama.
it. Yeah, all that video's dope. Check me out.
Love it. Tippy Tall Girl, what you got going on?
Yeah, I had to pull this up. Well, yeah. So every
Yes.
Wednesday, Capitol Lounge started November the 20th. I'm actually going to be doing stand up at what is it called? St. Mary's. That's one, I think 25th.
Okay.
So really
We
nice
gonna be out there,
Jamaican
Mom. We gotta
club.
check out.
Also with that, and any, day, if you DM me or whatever like that, you want to come see me, I'll go to an open mic just because I like to, interact with people that follow me, things of that sort. And on Sunday, I'm actually going to be in Philadelphia at 4002 West Girard Avenue. So Philly, come out and see a girl. I'm
All right.
definitely doing things.
What you gonna be talking about? Throats and all that shit?
Well, I'm going to talk about everything.
Everything.
I'm going to talk about everything. Whatever you want to know. Big mouth, tight throat.
Hey.
But it's virginal. I'm working on
Hey, yo, I need that t-shirt,
About
Big Mouth
20
type throw. I need
about
that. That's
24
good.
hours virginal already.
Baby, what you got going on?
Boy.
Please include me. What you want to shout out? She like, nigga, I'm trying to get the fuck the home or something. What we got? Do you
We
shout
always
out?
got something going on.
Listen, this is not safe for
We
ears.
don't.
Everything is possible through this one right here. And if she ain't cool with it, it ain't cool with me. So,
That's right.
what she is gonna start letting me do in 2020 is fuck these bitches. I be fucking these bitches.
And
No.
die.
Yeah, I be scared like a
Look at her
motherfucker.
face though.
Hey, security, I need help. Look, can I hold your security? Can
Hey, you
security
gonna
help me?
need it.
I need your security.
You will need it.
All right, so thank you so much for those who are watching, those who will be tuning in. Please subscribe. Please help us continue to grow. We're gonna keep up with these lovely ladies, right?
Yay.
And watch them do amazing, great things in the future. We appreciate the time y'all took the day to come fuck with my stupid ass.
Aw.
And Not Safe for Ears on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media platforms. I love you and I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. Fuck your mother, Scott. Okay. Hope they didn't catch that part.